I could build a spaceship. Hello and welcome to Space Doc Jury Minisode number 30.
AKA light blue touch paper and retire.
I was going to say in the jury no one can hear your screen, but yeah.
Yeah, so if those two haven't just giving you a hint, this week, following on from our Star Wars top 10.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Prometheus news now.
Oh man.
Because I refuse to call this thing Alien Covenant. This is Prometheus Covenant.
Oh man, you didn't even let me do the preamble.
We ain't got time, man. We ain't got time.
Oh, right, okay, so there you go. Mr. Ever eager to poke the bear over there is he's like, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I wasn't one with a blue touch paper.
Yeah, that's true. We are.
Yeah, you're just blowing on the flames, aren't you?
Yeah, just
blowing on the flames, mate. This is a can of gasoline, my friend.
Yeah, he's just gonna throw the can straight on there and walk away.
Yes. Would you like to know why?
Go on.
Because some men want to watch the world burn.
Oh, Mr. Wayne. I'm not burying another Batman, Mr. Wayne. Oh, sorry.
I've seen too many shit alien films, Master Wayne.
Too many. So this week, just to finish my preamble, fucking format. There's a format, people.
There is? Why wasn't I informed? Did you know about this?
No.
Anyone?
We followed on from the Star Wars top 7 and Star Trek top 10 to move on to another series, which is, of course, now, as you already know, Alien. This is off the back of the fact that just recently, by the time this episode comes out, probably 2 weeks ago, the second major trailer for Alien Covenant came out.
Prometheus Covenant.
Yeah, Prometheus Covenant, which followed on from a 4-minute actual scene that was released. Only a couple of days prior to that. So we've now had one red band trailer with blood, guts, gore and everything, a 4-minute scene, and the trailer with Play-Doh the puppy alien on it. Play-Doh the turd alien.
Captain Gob.
Yeah, Captain. Yeah.
He's a bit of a slobberer, it must be said.
We've got lumps of it out the back.
I know where to get it if you want it. He's the mood, sir. Actually, I was thinking
Alien Brian. Now that would be a film.
Oh man!
You lucky bastard!
Proper little chest bursters pet, aren't we? No, I was going to say it was actually like was it? There was that guy with the fringe in Catch the Pigeon who'd go. But anyway, no, obviously I'm showing me age. Never mind. So anyway, yes, moving on from awkward Catch the Pigeon jokes, let's get on with this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 3 trailers, as it were, for Covenant, Prometheus, Alien or otherwise, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rate the existing movies within the Alienverse, is it called? I don't know. What is there a title for it?
Are we including AVPs in this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Why not?
Aliens in them.
Yeah, because
they've also got Predators, which stands to reason. Should we not do the Predator ones as well then?
No, because they're not Alien films.
No,
even if there is a skull in Predator 2.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we'll do the Alien ones to start with. And then when Shane Black releases his Predator movie, then we'll have 4 Predator films, or 5, 6 if you count the AVP movies.
Okay, sure.
So we'll come back to that when Shane Black's Predator comes out.
I bet you can't wait.
I don't know. It'll probably be set at Christmas, but apart from
that... It's going to be a fun buddy cop movie set at Christmas.
Yeah. I think...
Maybe in the 70s.
Yeah, I think that much is already sort of set in stone, I'm pretty sure. Plus, it's got old.
What do you think? You think a Predator teaming up with Russell Crowe?
Yeah, probably, or quite possibly Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I'd see that.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, see,
voice cracking Predator.
So I've just got an image now of a Predator with a bloody big porn mustache. Don't know why. Just popped in there.
Oh, and a 70s pimp hat with
It just popped in there.
What popped in there, Ray?
What did you do, Ray?
Anyway, I've suddenly lost the ability to write the words resurrection, but never mind. I'm just keeping an eye on.
It is a tricky one.
Yeah, well, it's just Ask Jesus. Anyway, so we've got Alien, Aliens, AVP, AVPR, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and Prometheus. Prometheus. Right. Okay, so really it's going to not be so much the battle for the top as battle for the bottom on this one.
Yes, the race to the bottom.
A race to the bottom, yeah. And what a race it'll be. Right, okay, so let's just sort this out. Man does Excel sheet on podcast. This is great. This is
riveting stuff.
Anyway, well, while we're waiting for that, let's get on with Covenant. So, do we want to just sum up what we know about it, or do we want to just talk about the actual trailers that we've seen first?
Well, let's do a little summing up, because obviously Prometheus came out when was that? 2012?
I have no idea. My
Man looked something on the internet.
Yeah, I think it was 2014.
2012, Prometheus.
Oh, God. Has it been that long?
Yeah. All right, so Prometheus was 2012,
Mm.
Which was Ridley Scott dipping his toe back into the Alien franchise after 79 one? Yeah,
Yep.
79 was Alien, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we're all in agreement that it was largely subpar.
Poop.
It was unimpressive, I think.
Yes.
The word
Yes.
I would like to use.
I'm trying to keep powder dry for what comes later, but needless to say, we were all very excited because it looks very pretty from the trailers. Very pretty. We were all very excited, and there's a very, very good Black Dog episode about it, which I highly recommend all our listeners go and find. Where you can literally hear the moment where Lee's heart breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that was 2012, and then it all went quiet. I don't know if it made as much as they were hoping it would make or whatever.
No.
But then what happened was we started hearing rumours that Neil Blomkamp of District 9 fame was looking to do an Alien film, which was set after Aliens.
Yeah.
Which would completely ignore Alien 3, Alien 4, AVP, all that stuff. It would effectively be a soft reboot or something, but it would be a direct sequel to Aliens. And they released some concept art, and it was fucking awesome. And we were like, oh my God, that's so exciting. I mean, we forget that Neil Blomkamp can't make any good films that are set outside of South Africa. But
yeah, or need the camera to stand still for more than 10 seconds.
Yes, but still, the concept art was really good. And Sigourney Weaver said she was on board, and Michael Biehn said he was coming back. And it was just like, it's going to be so good. But then apparently Ridley Scott heard people were getting excited about Alien, and he goes, oh yeah, I was going to do another one, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And then he announced Covenant. And yeah. Everybody got that?
And that's where we are.
Yes.
So, there was, like as I said earlier, there was 3 trailers. Oh, there's been 2 trailers and 1 teaser scene.
Easter eggy thing
that was 4 minutes long, basically introducing the crew of 10 characters. Well, 11 if you count a brief appearance by James Franco, who turns up with a t-shirt, with a coat around him and a blanket around him, and just goes, "I'm feeling ill," and then just wanders off.
Yes, he does the John Cleese role of walking in saying, "I'm sorry, I have a cold," and then walking off.
And then walking off. Yeah. So yeah, basically, what we do know about Covenant so far is that there is a first human colony ship, the Covenant of the title, taken out with a crew of a pilot crew of 10, all made up of couples, and the ship touches down on an unknown planet. It's not named in any of the trailers or anything, but finds, as per normal, that everyone and everything there is completely lifeless except for the wildlife, except for the grass, basically,
and the trees and the plants that shouldn't exist without birds. But never mind.
I believe the scientific term is flora.
Yes, the flora. That's it, including wheat, human genetic planted wheat.
What are the odds of that, eh?
And then they locate a derelict. And as we all know, what is then required is 20 minutes of wandering through a derelict, getting face hugged, causing monsters and much rampaging and lots of people crying and usually someone being set on fire. So...
And people doing stupid things.
Oh, yeah, and stupid things being stupid for just stupid reasons. So... Yeah, that's the general gist of it as we know so far. The trailers, the first one was kind of interesting. Lots of interesting gore and a sort of one scene setup of something horrible happening to some poor sod.
It felt like a return to the horror roots of Alien.
Yes.
Just from the first trailer. It felt like a horror film. A good horror film.
You see, I didn't watch it originally.
No.
I don't know why that was, whether I was consciously trying to avoid it or what. But having seen it now, I wish I hadn't. 'Cause it seems to be giving you way too much information. But there we are.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, it kind of does, but as luck would have it, is it came out first. So if you didn't watch any trailers from that point on, you'd be fine.
But having watched the other ones now, reading, okay,
yeah. Then when
I'm doing it backwards.
Yeah, you're doing it backwards. So, but the problem is that as soon as you watch the 4-minute teaser scene, which
you
know everyone and their relationships, and then as soon as you do that, you immediately know that when you tie the two trailers together, exactly who they are, who these people are, where they are, and what will become of them.
So they're going to have to pull off some real surprises, basically, aren't they?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean,
that's only if they want it to be good.
Well, there you go. That is the problem. And
I mean, not just for the characters, but I mean the xenomorph as well. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anything new here, unless they're keeping it back, which I really hope they are.
Yeah,
because I don't need to see an Alien redone with couples, really.
Who's writing this one? Just out of interest.
I think it's. Oh God, I don't know. I will
it's a bloke called John Logan. I'm just making
John
sure
Logan.
That's not
John Logan.
It's Star Trek Nemesis blokey, isn't it?
It is. It's Star Trek.
Well, that explains a whole lot right there.
Okay.
Yeah, John Logan. But in fairness to John Logan, I will give him his due. He also wrote Gladiator.
I've not seen that.
What?
You've not seen Gladiator?
No. Why would I see Gladiator? No spaceships in it, is it?
How do you know that? Have you watched it?
Because it's about gladiators. I mean, unless suddenly the aliens start invading Rome, then...
Well, Alien Covenant...
Oh, there's the third act we're in for him.
Yeah, there you go. Alien Covenant doesn't have some kind of weird witchy setup.
He seems to blow hot and cold here looking at this. He's got Gladiator, it's good. Time Machine, not good.
No.
Nemesis, bad. The Last Samurai is good. Aviator, good. Sweeney Todd, bad. Skyfall, good. Spectre, bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that guy, is it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But without Covenant, which means since... Oh, well, he goes good, bad, bad. So Skyfall was good, Spectre was bad, so this is bad.
Yeah. Sad to report.
Okay.
Yeah. So the problem is that obviously there's been 3 trailers, and as soon as those three trailers come together, you can immediately see everything in the movie. The only mystery that seems to be residing in the movie at all, based on any of the trailers, is that the derelict that is found in Covenant appears to have human dog tags hanging off the ceiling, which kind of implies that it's the same ship that Noomi Rapace's Shaw stole at the end of Covenant, while also stealing Ripley's last lines.
It also doesn't help that they've already announced that she's reprising her role.
Well, yeah, but I starting to wonder whether or not she's just going to turn up in a sort of video log.
No, because that would be far too easy.
Well, that's exactly the reason why.
No, I mean that would be better almost and inexcusable than everything just happens to happen to this one person. It's the Skywalker syndrome. Everything in the galaxy revolves around this one family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have a theory about that, but we will get to that in a minute. So, basically, we do get to see the alien for the first time in probably, what was it? When did AVP come out? I mean...
Well, AVP 2, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, oh God, 2. I keep forgetting about 2.
All the memories.
We try. AVP 2 came out in...
Man looks up thing on the internet.
2007, so just about 10 years.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, so, we haven't seen a real xenomorph. I'm not going to say xenomorph. I stop myself every time. They aren't actually xenomorphs. This is a point of pride. I know this for a fact. Xenomorph just means unknown shape. That is not a bloody alien species name. It just isn't, all right? So just because Gorman said it, the most useless Marine out of a bunch of useless Marines, just because he said it, doesn't mean that's the name of the bloody monster. Stop it, everyone. Just stop it.
We call them bugs.
Well, bugs would be fine, but you know what? And I did discuss this with Jim on his Hypnobobs episode about Alien.
A very fine episode too.
And it was. It's actually, they have a Latin name for it. There you go.
Is it the fuckest uppest?
The fuckest, yeah, the fuckest uppest.
That seems a bit rusty.
That would appear to be a bit rusty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my Latin's a bit dodgy as well. But no, it actually means. Hold on, where are we?
Endoparasitoid?
No, endoparasitoid. It just means it's an external parasite. That's again the same thing with multiple life cycles. See, biology. It was the only thing.
Science, bitches.
Science, bitches. Peace out. No, actually, it was Internovicus raptus. There you go. Get hold of that, which means murderous thief.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, that's much better.
Or you can have the alternative one, which came from the comic books, which was Linguafoda archirondis.
Yeah, not so keen on that.
No, but that actually is Latin for foul tongue from Archeron. Yeah,
I've had dates like that.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, never order anything with garlic in it. But no, so yeah, murderous thief. So there you go. That's that. So anyone says xenomorph, just tell them everything that you don't see. If you see a shape, that's a xenomorph. Stranger, alien, or foreigner shape. So odd shape. That's all it's basically called that. But Internovicus raptus, there you go.
Or a gigamorph.
Or a gigamorph, if you like.
I like gigamorph.
Gigamorph, yeah. Makes it sound like something you plug into your computer.
Yeah. It sounds like a 90s dance group. Probably something Anne-Marie would listen to be honest.
Quite probably.
Yeah, while dancing to Swedish rock.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we get to see the monster. We're not going to discuss the monster too much because, frankly, what it looks like...
You already see too much of it in the trailer.
Slobber.
It's slobber, but it also loses the mechanical stuff again. Again, some unimaginative fuckwit decided that just generic monster shape number 476 with a penis head equals alien. No.
But it's seeing. I mean, one of the biggest problems with bloody Resurrection was, seeing them majestically swimming in full view. It's like the way these things work their best is when you barely. It's indistinct shapes. It's just light and shadows, effectively.
But the problem is that we know what they look like, so shadows ain't going to work anymore.
Yes, but I know that's the problem. But you could still, and I can cite precedents. You can still do it in shadow, and it still works. It's still fucking terrifying. And I cite the precedent of Alien Isolation, which scares the motherfucking bejesus out of me.
Yeah, and also the first trailer of Covenant, when you do see the alien, really it's only seen in the shower scene.
Yeah, it's the tail mainly.
It's basically a tail, and then you see a set of silver teeth in the shower curtain. And that was absolutely, I'm like, thanks very much.
Aliens in the shower, that's worse than Verucas, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you started getting these crazy ideas about doing pubcasts about it, going, I don't want to get excited, but I'm excited.
Well, then what happened was the front cover for the Art of book appeared.
Oh, which does look good.
Which looked really good, and I thought, oh my God, that's actually a brilliant evolution of Geiger's design.
Art of Covenant.
Yes, Art of Alien Covenant. And it's like they've taken all the mechanics.
Oh no, I've got Ark of the Covenant.
Ark of the Covenant.
my Google knows me rather.
It belongs in a museum.
So do you.
They no, slightly less Jewish. Okay. Oh my god.
God.
Okay, various things.
There should be a sort of one which is kind of like a yellowy sort of sketch.
There's one with I don't know. There's a whole load of Giga art basically here.
Hold on. Let me just. Hey, this is a great cast. Everyone.
Yeah, it is. It's all about the pictures. Yeah,
There we go. I've got it. I've got it now. View image.
I shall put these on the Twitters.
Yeah, I hope so, because otherwise no one's going to know what the fuck we're
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about. So, yeah, here you go, Pete. There you go. Go to that site. Have a look at that. That's it. And that, to me, it isn't a classic Alien, but it looks like someone's got the Giga Alien and gone, right, okay, let's try and just do something else with it.
It almost looks like one of the concepts he worked building towards the Alien. You know, you can kind of picture this as being part of a series.
Yeah.
It is very Giga, I mean, and that's always a good thing, really. As soon as they start getting away from sort of the Giga look, it generally starts looking pants, doesn't it?
Yeah, as soon as it looks like someone's decided to make it out of... As soon as they're trying to make it look organic, as soon as they try to make it look like it's made out of Play-Doh and spray painted black, that's where it all goes tits up. And frankly, yeah, I can't be doing with it. But anyway, so in the teasers, do we want to talk about anything about those teasers or anything else?
I mean,
because
I quite liked the one around the table. I thought it was quite clever the way they sort of teased it. And you think, oh, they're just recreating the John Hurt scene, and then they don't because it's actually just somebody choking on. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
The problem, I think. I mean, one of the things,
and I've got your back is a quite nice line.
Yeah. One of the things which Prometheus did really well was its marketing campaign, and I think the single best bit was the David trailers. That whole series,
which was far better than the actual film, wasn't it?
Absolutely, but I would have preferred maybe an ad advertising the Covenant mission.
Yeah.
Would have made more sense.
Sign up and
say just a bit of backstory in that sense.
Maybe the episode of Blind Date that got all the couples together.
Exactly. Why not? We'll have the Cilla Black AI, kind of doing the lottery to pull them out.
Nice.
But yeah, this is just a scene from the film they've pulled out, and as we've already said, it ruins a lot of the film because now we know context from the other trailers. So this for me was just a.
Yeah. I kind of hope it's not in the film. I hope it's a sort of Easter egg.
Well, it was in the second trailer as well. It was referenced in the second trailer as well.
Right.
Yeah. It might be truncated in the film, but it's clearly a scene from the film. Whereas those David ads,
we're clearly outside it. Yeah.
The best thing about those David ads was the one that was parodied on a comedy show called Soup, which features a guy from whose name really eludes me, and I should know it because he's the main character in was it Community? Oh God! And he basically does the David thing, and it's just the funniest thing. I will send it to you guys later because we don't want to be listening to that while we're going on now. But anyway, I mean. So, for those of you who don't know, the 4-minute teaser, 4-minute scene is basically the launch of the Covenant, and around the table you got a quiet couple who don't seem to be doing anything, and they're not really named, and the female in that couple is basically eating, and she's eating away. Then you have the captain and the captain's wife. And they're kind of muttering away because the pilot, who's played by Danny McBride, he and his wife are basically drunk off their asses. And then you've got the main character, the main female character, whose name I cannot remember, and I really should be Googling this as I'm talking.
Daniels or something, isn't it?
Yeah, Daniels. And then essentially, you've got a gay couple.
Who's totally not the Ripley character.
No, totally not. Then what you've got is you've got the captain and his wife, you've got this quiet couple, the gay couple, Daniels, and then there's this and then there's James Franco, who appears to be in charge of the ship, but we don't know kind of what the context is for that.
He's the captain.
Well, he's not the captain because we find out that Billy Crudup, who's the quiet guy, is the captain because Daniel's...
I'm just looking at... The Wikipedia has him down as Jacob Benson, the captain of the Covenant.
In which case, whatever happens to him turns Billy Crudup into the captain because Daniels refers to him as the captain in the first trailer. So they're all just doing this kind of like, getting ready for a party and essentially getting ready for the launch of the Covenant, and then the quiet lady of the first couple that we see starts choking on her food, and out comes David, but he's not called David anymore. I think he's called Walter.
Walter?
Yeah, Walter.
That just makes you think Judge Dredd.
Yeah, exactly.
Walter the Wobot.
Walter the Wobot.
Yes.
They didn't think that through, did they?
Yeah, I've washed your dishes. Anyways, and he comes
Where is Maria?
And basically he comes along and basically gives her a sort of one whack Heimlich maneuver to basically punch the
you
food
think
out.
Initially he's punched his fist through her back. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
but the thing with that scene is the way it's done is it actually that whole sequence when she starts to choke is done shot for shot like John Hurt.
And yet sitting there going, oh no, surely they're not going to do exactly the same.
Exactly.
Except Node, thankfully.
Even down to Danny McBride's pilot basically saying, come on, the food ain't that bad. It literally takes lines wholesale from Alien. And then it's like, oh, it was just a fake out, the end. And that's where it ends. The second trailer gets to show us a whole lot more of the story, landing on the planet, finding there is no wildlife there, but there is flora and fauna.
And scientifically impossible, but never mind.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happens is we get a whole heap of montages, usually involving people running away and screaming.
Yeah, which really...
Oh, God. Exactly. And the problem is every scream is accompanied by someone dying or exploding or something bad, really bad happening to them. And at that point, as soon as you've got the 4 minutes, you can go, well, okay, fine. So I see him and I see her and I see him and I see her, and I figured it all out. And I did actually figure out exactly how everyone is going to die.
So if people don't want to listen to it.
If people don't want to know, I'm going to start now, and in about 5 maybe.
Wait for the Death Star beeps, and then you can come back.
Death Star beeps.
You mean the alarm?
The alarm.
No. It's the Death Star beeps. It's what we do on Space Dock.
Is it? Okay, right. It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Nice. Okay then. Well. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to jump past this. It'll probably be jump forward about 5-10 minutes. No, jump forward 10 minutes. This will be a 10-minute spoiler zone, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 minutes from now. Go for it. Mark it, Pete.
Danger. The emergency disrupt system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes. The option to override automatic detonation expires in T-minus 5 minutes.
Okay.
Right, okay. So, spoiler zone. Anything further than this, you will be spoiled.
We should qualify. Speculative spoiler zone.
Speculative, but let's be honest. If you look at the 3 trailers, you can figure this all out.
Oh, absolutely. But we're not. We're, basically, what I'm saying is we're not claiming we have inside knowledge here.
No. We could completely be wrong, and I quite hope I am. But there you go. So, let's go through it. So this is just going through the 3 trailers. That's the 4-minute scene and the red band and the other one. And here we go. So we have Billy Crudup, the quiet guy. He gets face hugged, which is one of the only obvious ones that's in both trailers. But what isn't obvious is if you look over in the corner, there's Walter. There's Walter actually watching it happen.
What? Oh, dear.
Right? So he's over in one corner actually watching it happen, stepping back from the egg. So
Water.
Walter is a water. Anyway.
Well, voila.
Billy Crudup's wife, who we see in the 4-minute scene, is also the poor sad cow who gets locked into the medical bay of the Covenant, because you see the medical bay of the Covenant, and in that scene in the Red Band trailer is a man who has been infected, and basically something is ripping its way out of his back. So the person who's having his back ripped out is one of the gay couple, the younger of the two, the one without the beard, and the poor Billy Crudup's wife is trapped in there with it, and then the last thing you see is a shadow looming over her with a knife out. So
call that a knife?
Called out a knife. Yeah, anyway.
I see you played Knifey Spoony before, mate.
The second guy, the gay couple, is a guy with a big bushy beard, and you see him in a lot of the second trailer running around with a gun, firing left and right and centre. However, what you also see in the trailer is him being run over by essentially a pale xenomorph. Sorry, not a xenomorph, an alien, or whatever I want to call it. But the thing
Call
is...
them raptors.
Raptors. You see him get run over by one, and it runs up against...
Space raptors!
Oh, okay, fine. You see him get run over by one, knocked to the floor into a bunch of cargo containers. Then you think, oh, well, he's obviously dead then. But not only that, just to double down on it, you then see Danny McBride's wife actually in the same scene with a shotgun, and you see the pale alien in front of the containers, and you see her fire, and basically whatever's in those containers detonates and takes out not only her, but the ship, the alien, and presumably the guy with the beard, and blows them all up. So that's those guys all out. Then...
Is anyone keeping track of this?
Anyone keeping track of this? Yeah. So basically, we know that Billy Crudup's going to get face-hugged. We know that the gay couple, one's going to get blown up. The other one's going to have the back burster. We know that Billy Crudup's wife is going to get eaten by the back burster. We also know that Danny McBride's wife is going to blow herself up. And then that basically leaves, out of the 10, that essentially leaves 3 survivors. One of which is Michael Fassbender's android. Then it's also the I'm Not Ripley lady and Danny McBride. However, what you then see in the film is that, or in the trailer, is that Danny McBride and I'm Not Ripley lady are trying to fly away in a spaceship that isn't the one that got blown up. So they've obviously called down another part of the ship from the Covenant, and they're trying to take off, and he is flying it, and she's on the outside firing wildly at a full blown alien, and slobber, and it then obviously is punching its way into the glass, headbutting the glass, which is the final shot of the thing. The one
and looking shitter than a shit thing on a stick of shit.
Yes, exactly. But what you don't realise is if you go back to the first part of that scene, that shot, when she's dangling, when Not Ripley is dangling off a rope, yeah? She's dangling off a rope, and what's happening is the ship is actually going down, and the canopy is all busted open. So, Danny McBride, one big alien, ergo, no Danny McBride. So, therefore, apart from...
5 minutes.
Yeah, but therefore, apart from James Franco, we literally know how everyone is going to die. Ta-da!
And I'm pretty sure Franco's going to die from a cold.
Well, actually, one of the things I'm actually starting to think is his cold mutates in the black goo stuff and then becomes an aerosol.
Huh?
Well, like Vicks Vapor, I think.
Yeah, no, because what happens is you see in both trailers that...
Hang on, you're saying that it's all caused by a cold, and that's why the aliens all got all that gob. It's actually snot.
Yeah.
He's got a runny nose.
That's it.
Oh, my life.
Yeah.
Cold alien.
Yeah. How we doing for time before I go?
Sticks up. We've got 4 minutes.
Right, okay. Basically, the only thing I was going to say was one of the scenes we see is that one of the guys, the one who's presumably going to become the backburster, steps on what looks like a black pomegranate, and when he does,
it's a load of pods.
Yeah, loads of pods, and when he does, it sprays all this little black stuff up in the air, and it goes into it kind of sort of covers him and goes into his ear, and it's like really, really tiny. And I think that's because old James Franco, he's got a cold, he gets infected first, and his cold allows the whole thing to become an aerosol. The black goo becomes an aerosol. As in, it goes, he sneezes and he's sneezing black goo out left, right, and centre. So, basic. Oh, that's it. The other two I didn't mention. The really quiet couple in the 4-minute scene, the one who chokes on the food.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are the two that are in the shower in the first trailer.
Uh-huh.
So we already see what happens to them. One guy gets absolutely killed by the alien coming through, and she's standing in the shower, stark naked, covered in his blood, with the alien there. So jobs are good, and really, isn't it? I mean, it's not going to take the brains of Lloyd George to work out what's going to happen to her. So there you go.
Spend a lot of time with bleach cleaning it up.
Lee,
Yeah.
Lee,
Yes.
what happens to cut price curiosity? Do you know?
Cut price curiosity.
There's a shot in the second trailer with the shittiest looking robot coming down the ramp ever.
Oh God!
It's like a tea tray. I was like, it's curiosity on a budget.
Yeah. I just thought it was someone had just sort of got broke open a BB-8, just broke open a BB-8 and just let the mechanics run around.
No, not even as good as that.
So there you go. So that's Alien Covenant, all sorted for you. Really?
Mm-hmm. We'll come back to this when it comes out. Once we've drunken enough Dutch courage to go and see it.
Yeah.
And see how right we were.
Yeah. And my last call on this, the planet they land on is LV-426.
You mean you think they nuke it from orbit to kind of ruin the atmosphere?
I reckon because they come down in a little shuttle. I reckon the Covenant itself comes down and basically detonates. And that'll be the end of it. Because the rest of the ship is up in space and they come down on a little shuttle.
Oh, what are my odds? What are my odds? That the last thing you hear in the film is a audio log from the last surviving crew member.
Yeah, very high, I would imagine. and imagine it getting garbled and overrun by black goo and then becoming like a warning signal that will be picked up in like 20 years' time by a small commercial towing vehicle. But there you go. So, anyway. That was kind of cathartic. Where are we?
You've got it out your system there.
Yeah. So where are we now on time?
You've got less than a minute.
Okay, so...
Can we just say it's shit repeatedly over again? It's shit, it's shit, it's shit.
Okay, hold on. Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Kaiser Sose was the man.
Kaiser Sose, yeah. Kaiser Soze, verbal kin. I don't know.
He's dead.
He's dead, Jim. He's not real. He's his father. His dad's a robot, and he fucked his sister, and his friend's a hairdresser, and his dad's a pedal bin.
He was his father's brother's cousin's daughter's sister's former roommate.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that's the end of the spoiler zone. Are we right there?
Nearly.
Oh, and that wasn't really Tarkin in Rogue One.
Really?
Okay. Bum, 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 ba-da, 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 boo, boo. There you go.
It's gonna blow!
The world's cheapest digital watch announces the 10 minutes are over.
Yay. So if you skip the spoiler zone, and welcome back. 10 minutes, you're done.
You didn't miss much.
Yes.
We promise you.
Yeah. So anyway, now with only, now that we've done nearly 40 minutes and talking in vagaries, shall we actually do the rating of the several?
Let's do this thing.
Right,
yeah,
okay then. Right, okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 films. There's 7 films. And basically, so you can give it a score between 1 point and 7.
Can I table a motion, sir?
Yes.
Tabling a motion, and Pete will have no frame of reference here, but I would like to table a motion that Alien Isolation deserves inclusion in this discussion.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit difficult for me.
I was going to say...
For you, but
the
my reasoning being is I think it's... Just from a narrative and cinematic standpoint, it is worthy, even though it's an interactive.
I think it's worthy. I don't think it's worthy in inclusion against the films because it's a little unfair if you think about it, because it's like how can you compare like modern day CGI computer games with endless narrative and 75 hours of gameplay to piss around with.
I tell you what, you could tell us where it would come.
Okay,
and actually include it in the rating. If you see what I mean.
think because I just think it'd be it's like
here's what it could have won.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I think it's
Say
worth.
what you see.
I think it's worth mentioning, but I don't think it's worth. You couldn't just turn around and knock it out of the list because reasons. Put it into the list because. Yeah, like I say, if you made Aliens 7 hours long and then gave it top of the line CGI and made you Ripley, then you'd have a different experience to watching that film than.
No, fair point, well made. As long as we can acknowledge that it is fucking amazing,
we will acknowledge it, and it is fucking amazing. Absolutely, yes.
I can imagine living an alien movie, which is effectively the way it's presented, is absolutely terrifying, and I'm not touching it with a barge pole.
Yeah, I played Dallas, and I barely made it into the air ducts, let alone all the way through the air ducts and out the other side. And then when I did finally do it, I was like, I wish I hadn't.
I'm thinking, why would you play Dallas? He's such a douche.
Yeah, but then for what it's worth, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, right, fine. Let's go through it one at a time then. So 7 points best, obviously, and 1 point worst. And so we're going to look at. Hold on. He says desperately trying to put his bloody thing together. Excel sheets together. Oh, for goodness sake.
Excel combine.
Excel.
Excelsior! Sorry.
Yeah, right, okay, fine. fine. Excel's being a dick. Right, fine. Okay, right, dick face. There you go. Right, so, Alien, the first film. You've got 7 points, 1 to 7 points. Andy, what are you going to give it?
Any other week, I'd probably give it my full 7.
That sounds.
But this week, I'm going to give it 6.
You're going to give it 6.
That's sweet.
Yeah, for those who don't know, who are listening to this way off in the future, this week saw the sad death of Private Hudson.
Private Hudson, tragically taken from us from below by several of Space Raptors.
Yes,
it was tragic.
Yeah,
in surgery, no less.
For what it's worth, though, he didn't die by the aliens.
Did he not?
Well, no. If you think about it, he got the same treatment as Sarge and Dietrich.
Oh, that's fair point.
So chances are he was still alive. He just got blown up by the atmosphere process again.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely that's like being caught in the middle of an explosion and saying he didn't necessarily die.
He didn't die of his stab wounds.
It was the flames that killed him, not the sudden dispersal of his parts.
So okay then. So Alien's going to get 6 points from you, sir.
Yeah.
And what about you, Pete?
I'm spaffing my full wad of 7 points on Alien.
Good man.
The best.
It is. I've got to say, I cannot waffle on about Alien on several different podcasts.
You're going to give it 1, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a point. But no, I can't do that in good conscience and not give it the full whammy. So it's can
I just ask, guys? Can I just give 7 points to Alien and Aliens and give everything else 1?
No, afraid not. That's the point of this discussion.
I wish I'd thought of that.
No, it doesn't work like that, my friend. Oh no,
it should, but it doesn't.
It really should.
Because I think there's going to be an interesting. I think the interesting thing's going to happen with the lower scores.
Yes, I think that too. Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, then let's move on to Aliens, the James Cameron sequel, which is really not a horror film. It's just a war film with monsters in it.
Just a war film. It's an incredibly good war film.
It's
a fantastic war film.
All right, calm down, gents, calm down.
No, I can't. I'm excited now, damn it. It's game over, man. It's game over, man. They're animals.
Yeah, we're in real pretty shit now. Are you finished? Anyway, right, okay, so go on in, Andy, let's follow this route.
Oh, it's going to have my 7. I mean, I usually flip and flop between Alien and Aliens depending on my mood and, just what I fancy watching. Of late, Alien has been scoring a lot higher than Aliens just because I hadn't watched Alien in a long while and I went back to it. But yeah, it's just every time Aliens is on. You can see this anytime someone mentions on the Black Dog group or anything saying they're watching Aliens, it's just going to be a stream of quotes coming out, and that's just I fucking love it,
Yeah.
It's hell. You and I went and saw the bloody live orchestra performing at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
And we're there. We're supposed to be just appreciating the band who plays fuck all in the first half, but still, you're supposed to be there just like watching the band play the music. They've got the screen up there, but I just kept finding myself just watching the film. I was just so engrossed in it, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was good. It was quite funny. Yeah, just watching the actual orchestra, spending more time watching the bloody thing.
Yeah, but it's again, it's like I said. For me, it's usually a coin toss between Alien and Aliens. But just in honor of Hudson, I'm going to give it my 7.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right then. Well, what about you, Pete?
Well, no prizes for guessing. I've given this one 6. The only reason that Alien, for me, scores high, I mean, I love Aliens. It's a fantastic, as Andy said, war film. And it's got some great spaceship action in it as well. I just prefer the atmosphere of Alien and slightly the direction of Alien as well. I mean, let's face it, Ridley Scott could make, between Alien and Blade Runner, after that, he could have made just never-ending sequels of Pee Wee Herman films, and I would still consider him to be one of the best directors ever, so...
Yeah, I mean, I will give Aliens my 6. That I will always give it 6, because I have to say that, for me, while I love the quotes, it is just eminently quotable. It's an eminently exciting film. It is a film which is the first film I ever went to the cinema with, where I sort of was going into a sort of like an 18 rated type film, and I snuck in with Darren and all of his sixth form friends. Me being, I don't know, about 15 or something like that at the time. And we were all in the cinema, and that was the bit when Get Away From Me, You Bitch first sprang out, and you could tell how invested everyone was because the entire audience stood up and actually clapped in Catford ABC. I never forget that, ever. And, yeah, it's a fantastic film, absolutely fantastic. But for me, when it comes to the comparison between the two, it kind of does the cardinal sin of with any monster of explaining too much, and straight away, as soon as you know, oh, it's a bug, oh, it's a XYZ, and you can equate it to something you already can deal with.
And it started the whole. Well, I don't know it started, but certainly it was one of the first to have the trope of it's a queen alien in charge, and now we're so fed up with that it does slightly tarnish it, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Every time you want to get rid of a whole host of monsters, you just have a queen centrally in the middle of it that you can kill. So anyway, that does count and doesn't count against. It does count.
I totally take your point. I will counter with Apone.
Look into my eye.
All right, sweetheart, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Corps. A day Marine Corps like a day on the farm. Every meal a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Corps.
Jeez, this floor is freezing, Sarge.
Oh, you want me to get your slippers, Hudson?
Would you, sir? I'd like that.
Look into my eye.
Falling, people. There you go. Anyway, right, so...
eminently quotable, yes.
Eminently quotable, yes. Right, anyway, so then...
Get some! Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah. There's some juicy colonists that need to be rescued from their virginity. Anyway...
that was practically Zach Brannigan. Bloody hell.
It was, actually.
Giff, inform the men I have mated with a lady.
From the men, I've mated with an alien.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so now we move into slightly muddier waters. And
this could be interesting.
And by muddy, I mean brown. And by brown, I mean Alien 3.
Oh, do you? Yes.
Yes. The film which is basically 50 Shades of Brown. So
I tell you, when I first saw this film, I was on it was just back in my sort of post-school days. I was just earning for the first time, and I went out with a group of mates to one of the Greek islands. I can't remember even which one now, for a beery week. And it was on some dodgy third-generation VHS showing this bar, and I was watching it trying to work out what the hell was going on. And funnily enough, I still do that now because I've still got no clue.
Oh dear.
Brown,
right,
so brown.
It's so brown.
I would just like to clarify for the listeners that from this point on, they're all shit. I mean, you know. We're now entering one of those stool diagrams that you sometimes see in the doctor's surgery. We're merely just classifying the shit.
Yes, it's the consistency that we're judging at this point.
Yeah. So at this point,
nutty.
At this point, even if we say a film is the third best, it's not.
Yeah,
It's just it was the least painful
worst.
shit to pass.
Yes.
So just to clarify that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, in which case, since you stepped up to the plate there, sir, what do you want to give this score?
I'm having because I'm just trying to bounce the maths around in my head as to where it comes in here. I'm putting this. I think I'm putting this. Hang out. I think I'm putting this 4.
You're giving it 4 points.
I think I'm giving it 4 points. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a 5 floating around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Fine.
This is very interesting because I'm giving it 4 points as well.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It's got some good characters in it. There's some great British character actors in it, but it's a fucking mess.
They're just all
and the alien is a real mess in this.
The biggest crime with this film was that they wasted Charles Dance.
Oh yeah, well they wasted everybody.
Well, yeah, Paul McGann was just like
they wasted aliens.
What's the guy's name? The bald guy.
They're all fucking bald.
No, but he's always bald. Sorry.
Oh, Brian Glover.
Brian Glover, who I absolutely love in practically everything he's in. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. I absolutely love him, but in this, it's so wasted.
This is rumour controlled. Here are the facts.
Yeah, he's the best thing about it, but even so, he's wasted.
We've got thieves, murderers, and I don't want anything interrupting their peace. We like a quiet place here. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I have real problems with this film.
So do we.
Yeah.
We are rating the lame. So
yeah, I know.
Someone wouldn't let me give them all fucking shit, and someone insisted we rated these.
What are you giving it, Lee?
I don't know. I'm trying to work it out in my head now. I'm trying to do the Andy thing.
Yeah. I actually had to write them down, so I know what.
Your homework.
Oh God! Jesus Christ! This is like
day after school. You've not done your homework.
This is like trying to wade through shit.
Yeah. This is you're going to take a run up.
Did you miss the preamble I just gave?
Sorry, what was that? Yeah,
I did. The whole preamble.
Yeah, I did.
The stool chart.
The stool chart. Yeah. Okay. No, this is terrible. This is terrible. I mean, I think I'm going to have to give it 5. And the reason I give it 5 is because it makes some horrible mistakes. And it is the worst of the original 3, without a doubt.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, there's clearly a cut-off point where they stop giving it to auteur directors and start focusing on horror or a particular genre. And this is obviously the line. It's got some moments in it that are superb, and there are some moments which carry on from the Vincent Ward abandoned script, which was basically about religious monks on a wooden planet.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of religious iconography and stuff in there, which I think is really cool. The true crime of Alien 3, more than anything, is the fact that they kill off Hicks and Newt.
Off screen.
Off screen.
So,
and in such a heartless way. Yeah. That's the other thing. It's just like, they both drowned in their bloody pods. And not only that, but now we're going to have to show you, and then we're going to have to do an autopsy on them. And, and the whole idea of suddenly, where did the facehugger come from? Reasons, shut up. But those things are like all the established bits. If you come in and watch Alien 3 like from 10 minutes in, once you just say, oh, Ripley's on a prison planet.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
It's like, right, fine. So it's got a shambolic beginning and a shambolic ending.
Mm-hmm.
But the bit with Charles Dance is actually really quite interesting. And the reason why he's there, the problem is that they fucking waste him out by just like, as soon as you get the whole thing of him being a morphine addict and it starts to get into his character, suddenly he's killed with a shower curtain.
Yeah.
And that's just crap. But it still has at least some integrity compared to the rest of this fucking shit shower that we're going to go through next.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 5. So which brings us on to now we're going way
Ooh,
deep.
we're wading into the lumpy stuff.
Yeah. It's up to the knees now.
Yeah, it's up to the knees. It's up to the knees. Okay, so now we're into Alien.
I've just saw a
Resurrection.
sanitary towel.
Oh, what's that? It's sweet corn. Alien Resurrection. The
I think I've just seen Harry in a clown costume.
Jean-Pierre Jeunet. The director. Who
So it's not
notorious.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
Yeah, it may as well have been.
Yeah. And
I would have preferred Jean-Luc Picard personally, but there you go.
yeah. But the thing with this one is an apologist's wet dream, because this is written by Joss "He Can Do No Wrong" Whedon during his "I Can Do No Wrong" phase. Whenever
he saved up all his wrong for this, clearly.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, there was a phase he was going through very early on when basically how can I put it? He would literally sort of like someone would criticize his something he did, and he would say, "Oh, it wasn't my fault, Gov. It was this, or that."
Wait, where's the Shaggy track?
Yeah, it wasn't me. Did it? So for example,
Is that Inspector Gadget?
yeah.
No, it's
But there was like things like there was that terrible line.
But now you've earwormed me, you get.
Go, Gadget, go.
I'll have to send you the Beastie Boys remix at some point.
Oh my gosh.
Right, okay.
Maybe not.
Well, there's something for you. But no, so basically what happened was, just Whedon just turned around, and every time something was declared as to be wrong, it was always someone else's fault, like the frog getting hit by lightning line in X-Men, or why certain things happened in Toy Story and he didn't get credited for it, and it was never his fault. But then what happened was with Alien 4, he did that, and it was like, oh, the director didn't understand things, studio interference, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone was like, oh, no, everyone fucked over Joss, poor old Joss. Then Firefly came out, and everyone loved it. And then what happened was they all went back and went, Alien 4 was really just him trying out for Firefly.
They did the same thing with Frevo with Fincher.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There is a whole cadre of people now who will sit there with a straight face and tell you, if you look past the screen of Alien 3, you can see he was doing something.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. He was basically being bumped from pillar to post by a studio system. That didn't...
No, I know, but all I'm saying is the apologist thing with Whedon applies equally as much to 3.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
It's as soon as someone does something, someone becomes popular, everything they've done in the past is up for kind of re-examination. Oh, actually, no, you can see where he was doing here, and yeah.
Also, see George Lucas when Force Awakens came out, and certain people didn't like it. Seriously.
Oh no, I was there, man. I was there, man.
You were there. Anyway,
Jar Jar lovers came out of the trees, man. Out of the trees.
Yeah, I see you. Why shave when you don't have a beard? Anyway, right. This is getting a bit weird and scatological. This one. Right.
Yeah,
so, Andy.
Oh, why are you always picking on me?
Because
you're the priest.
No. Go on. Alien Resurrection.
Resurrection. I'm going to put this. I'll give it 2.
2. Okay, fine. And what about you, Pete?
I am giving it a big stinky 2 as well. I mean, any film that wastes Ron Perlman, really?
Yeah.
You're just getting it so wrong.
Well, and Winona Ryder,
yeah.
Before she went completely weird, but then she came back.
Yeah. Well, actually, I already pre-wrote this down, and I have also done 2.
We're all saying it's a bit number 2.
It's a bit number 2. Yeah, I've already decided what my number 1 is as well. My 1-pointer. But anyway, yes. So that's 2 points for me as well from Alien Resurrection. Because I tell you what, it is inept and weird and wrong, and anything that brings out the newborn, which is a singularly the worst design of anything ever.
And they can't get the spaceship right.
No, and the spaceship is completely wrong on every single shot you see it in.
The Auriga, yeah. Although I don't absolutely hate the Betty.
Right. Okay. And they also have escape pods, which don't escape particularly quickly and have long enough time for not only an alien to get in there, but also for an entire grenade to roll dramatically down a ramp and then go in.
To be fair, that's no worse for most Star Trek escape pods.
Fair enough. Okay, well, there you go. So that's 6 points for Alien Resurrection in total. But now we move on to the Paul W.S. Anderson classic, AVP.
Now, we should just qualify, because some people might not listen to the Black Dog, but you're a huge fan of Paul W.S. Anderson's work, aren't you, Lee? Would you like to just explain to the listeners how much you love him?
This film made me aware of him in a way that I never want to be aware of any director. I was aware of him, then I was aware of the shit he made, and then I was aware of what he'd done to my favourite creature, a monster villain, and then I basically thought he was an absolute cockend. Then I also was made aware of things like Cement Horizon and the Resident Evil movies and fucking Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Womble Flat Hat. And yeah, he is the world's most inept, insipid, boring director known to man. And even worse is his best friend is a certain Mr. D. Cannon, who went on to make one J. Dredd movie. So just doubling...
Which you gave an eloquent defence on this week's Black Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what are you on?
Look, at the end of the day, you know, you have to grab at things. You have to grab at things.
Yeah, you grabbed a big pair there.
I did. I did. So anyway, so there you go. So this is a bloody awful movie featuring not one but several members of Aliens, and also featuring a number of references to Alien and Aliens, just to really rub it in, with Lance Henriksen being Wayland.
Yep.
And one of the characters being called Dallas, which, funny enough, in the next film, someone gets called Dallas as well. And, and it also features predators not really understanding how aliens work, even though they've been hunting them for hundreds of years. But there you go. So, it's a fucking shit film. It really is. So, what are we going to give this, Andy?
Fuck off! I kept quiet so you wouldn't pick on me.
Well, all I know is you've got a 5 point, a 1 point, and a 3 point to use.
3.
You're going to give it 3. Okay. Pete?
Oh dear.
What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it 5. Because I actually quite like this film.
Wow.
Again,
wow.
It's got plenty of shit in it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not claiming it's a good film. But of the rest, I probably enjoy this the most. Mainly because I like the main character who... I mean, it's so great, I can't even remember her name, admittedly. But I actually thought she was quite good.
Wow. Just wow.
I mean, the fact that aliens are just used as cannon fodder is...
Yeah.
crap.
I actually have to say I'm going to give this. Actually, I need to go back on one of my scores. Actually,
no, taking backsies.
I've got to. I've got to give Alien Resurrection. I've got to give Alien Resurrection 3, not 4, not 2.
Yeah,
I've
so
got to
you
give
can
it
give
3.
Alien vs Predator
2.
Okay.
There you go.
No, I'd much rather watch this than Alien Resurrection any day.
I wouldn't. I think
I like all the Mayan stuff as well. That's quite cool too.
The thing with Alien Resurrection in comparison to AVP is there are actually a couple of good characters in it. In terms of the Ripley clone, and in terms of the crew of the Betty when they first turn up, especially who's the guy who plays the main character, who plays the captain, Galen. He's Michael Wingrove. He's got the lowest voice in the world. And he's quite cool. And then, unfortunately, again, they kill him off by just having him dragged through a floor plate. But yeah, I'd much rather watch those idiots dumbling around than I would watch anything in Alien versus Predator.
I just made
I got one word for you, Medcalf.
Sorry?
I got one word for you.
Go on.
Newborn.
Yeah, quite. There's nothing as bad as the newborn in this.
Oh,
also,
really?
I've just discovered.
Oh, really? I've got one word for you. Predalien.
That's not great. But that's right at the end, so we can kind of, skip the final end. But also, I hadn't realised this was co-written by Dan O'Bannon.
That's not helping. Okay, I'll tell you what, then I will swap it back then. I'll give it a 3. I'll give AVP 3. And I'll give Alien Resurrection 2. And the only reason I will justify that in my own head is that I thought the visual effects on the Queen going for the rampage through the whaling village at the end was very good. Good. I thought that was very good. I thought that was obviously something where they'd obviously done that bit first when they still had budget.
Sensible.
Okay, so now we move on to the next one, which is Alien versus Predator
2.
Requiem. Yeah. What are you going to give this? And I'm going to go to you, Pete.
And number 1.
This
is a pile of pee.
It is.
This is just a slasher movie with some aliens and predators in it. It's
How can you even see? 90% of it's in the fucking dark.
Well, that too. Yeah, you kind of wish that 100% of it was in the dark by the end, though. So.
Yeah.
Literally, I bought this and I've watched it once, and I must have bought it about 10 years ago. So
yeah. It was. I got it for free. And Predators,
which I've watched once as well. It's just like these things. I
That's
suppose I
bad
ought
news.
to watch it. So you buy it and you go, yeah, okay, I've seen that then.
Yeah, exactly.
Briggs Coaster.
Yeah. Okay then. So Andy.
1. It's fucking boring if nothing else. I mean, you can't even get angry about it. Really, it's just blech. It's just there's no discussion to be had about it. There's nothing new in it. There's nothing interesting in it. It's schlocky. It's tasteless. It's boring. It's uninspired. It's not even a sad wank. It's like. It's whatever comes after that.
Yeah.
It's that soggy feeling in your pants, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. It's a cum stain, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I fucking. Oh dear. I really detest this movie on so many levels. Excuse me.
No, he's getting all emotional about it.
No, actually, what's just happened is I've just inhaled a small particle of blue tack. Anyway.
Oh my god! It's gone viral again.
Yeah, but it's been
blue matter.
It's been sneezed out of James Franco. But no. So basically, this film has to do 2 things. One, it has to be scary. It fails, and the second thing it has to be is well shot. And that fails too. And then what it does is to double down on it. The entire film is a collection of scenes from all the other movies, just done with slightly different characters. So there's a scene which recreates shot for shot the death of Brett, which is a scene with a guy at an electrical facility who you don't know. He just happens to be wearing a hat with a sort of Con Ed logo on it. Looks just a little bit like the Nostromo thing, and he's wandering around in the engines and he's going, hello, is anyone there? And then the thing drops down behind him and kills him. There's the scene in the swimming pool. So again, you've got the alien resurrection scene of the aliens swimming through the water, which again they didn't have the budget for, so they make a complete hash of that. Then you've got the scene of basically the alien chest bursters, but then they suddenly go, well, no, we've got to up sticks on that, so what we'll do is have it come out of a belly, and not only come out of a belly, but come out of a belly of a pregnant lady. We double down on all that, which kind of references kind of alien resurrection in a number of places, including the head burster scene, which was bloody awful. And it's just gratuitous, sick, and just thinks that by being really loud and overly reverential. It's going to be fun, but it's not, and it's terrible and tedious.
It's Lindelof syndrome.
Exactly, which makes the fact that I know now what we're all voting for on the next one even worse.
Yeah.
So AVPR has definitely got one.
Yeah.
So Prometheus, here we are. A film which is all mouth, no trousers.
Yeah.
Frankly, it looks lovely.
Yes.
Which is, because I know where this is going. It's the sole reason I'm giving it what I'm giving it.
Yeah.
It's because it looks lovely.
It looks lovely. The Mark Striebling score is really nice.
Yeah, visually, the visual effects you can't fault. The production design you can't fault.
No, but the actors, direction, and the script.
The script, the actors, just the words.
The sense that is lacking.
It's. I once heard, I think this was from Adam Savage, that the best way to experience the Star Wars prequels was in a different language that you can't understand, with no subtitles.
Yeah.
Because visually, they're good to look at. The effects generally stand up quite well, especially in Attack of the Clones, not Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace. Same applies here. Stick it in a different language where you don't know what the fuck's going on, and take it in as a visual thing. And yeah, so in our stool chart feel, this is a stunningly beautiful shit. It's still shit, but it's
glossy and healthy.
Shit of
It's an artful shit.
It's
a shit you could put on a plinth in Trafalgar Square.
Yes, it's a polished poop.
Yes, it is the proverbial polished turd, isn't it?
I mean, this one, from a story standpoint, makes me the angriest. I get visibly angry watching this film in the same way I do with Into Darkness. But compared to all the others, just like, if you literally locked me in a room with Alien 3 to Prometheus and said, you've got to watch one of them, I'd probably watch this one.
What, over Alien 3?
Even getting angry, but at least it's eliciting an emotion in me. At least it's doing something. At least I want to go and talk to someone like yourselves and rave about it, about how fucked up it is and how disappointing it is. At least it's eliciting something for me. Whereas the rest is just...
Okay. And your score is?
Well, I've only got one left.
I know, but say it for the record. I want to hear you say it.
I don't think I need to. People are smart. They can count up to 7. They know where it's going.
Okay. So you've used your 6, you used your 7, you used your 4, you used your 2, you used your 3, you used your 1. What does that leave, Andy?
You're a cunt, you know that? These are 5.
A 5. There you go. And so we now move on to Pete. Pete.
I'm giving us 3.
There you go.
Because it is a mess.
It is a mess. And I only have 4 left, which actually is about right. As angry as I get at Prometheus, you can't deny that it isn't a beautiful looking film and a lovely sounding film, and the effects and everything are great. The thing you can't get around is how stupid the characters are. Yep. And that actually makes a lot of sense that I put it at 4 underneath Alien 3, because at least the characters act in a sensible way in Alien 3. They don't want to die. They try and figure out a way to kill the bloody thing, and their only mistake is basically running around in circles and panicking. So for me, that's the right order actually. So that's pretty good. I'm quite happy about that. So yeah, Prometheus. But the reason Prometheus really drives the anger up is because the problem with it is it promised so much and it delivered so little.
Well, it's not even that the film promised so much. It's just one of the most iconic questions in cinema for me was that image of the space jockey in Alien. This completely unknown creature sitting there with a hole in his chest, unlike anything we'd seen before. And who is he? Where does he come from? What is he doing here? There was these massively deep questions which we love to speculate on. And then when it finally comes out, it's a fucking B-movie fucking monster villain. And it's just like, oh, fuck off. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then to top it all off as well, you got Lindelof saying, oh, it's not an alien film, it's not an alien film, it's not an alien film, it's not an alien film. Oh, look, there's an alien.
Yeah. Yeah, same with, which he did with something else, if I remember rightly. It's not Khan, it's not Khan, it's not Khan, it's not Khan, it's not Khan. Oh, it's Khan.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Michael Fassbender's great, though. I love his Peter O'Toole impression.
Yeah.
The thing to note, Mr. Potter, is to not mind that it hurts. The secret, Mr. Potter. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, right. Okay. So now it's time to tell you how the score's laid out and how it goes. So, at the very, very bottom, the worst Alien movie of them all is Alien vs. Predator Resurrection, or whatever it's called. Requiem.
Yes, it is.
The one with AVPR, one with a bloke in a swimming pool. That had 3 points. Then the second one is Alien Resurrection, which comes in as the second worst film, with 6 points. Following on from that, with 11 points, is Alien vs. Predator, the first one. Then, with 12 points, we have Prometheus, sitting there, wondering how it got so high in a chart and anything. And then the setup is pretty straightforward from here on in. It's pretty much as we would expect. At the third place, we have Alien 3, ironically, with 13 points. Aliens sits at number 2 with 19 points, but pipping it to the post by 1 point is Alien at number 1. There you go.
Yep. No, I'm down with all that.
Okay, so do you agree? Do you think this is the right order?
Wait. We forgot something.
Go on.
Where does Isolation go in all this then?
Of course. Oh my!
Of course.
Foolish.
We don't know yet. It may surprise us. You never know.
Okay. Well, in which case we've got what's the total points? There could have been 21 points, so we're going to have to split it between you and me, Andy.
Okay, just between you and me, yeah.
Yeah. So 21 points. So that's 10.5 Well, 10.5 points. So
I can give it 10.5 points, can I?
Well, you could, and then that'll max it out and stick it right above the lot.
I'll give it 10 then.
You're going to give it 10 points. I like it. I really do like it. But I don't like those fucking androids that wander around. They really give me the arse.
Now, I totally get where you're coming from, Matt.
Working Joes. Fuck them.
The Working Joes. But from a gameplay mechanic element, and just as... Because, correct me if I'm wrong, how far did you get in the single player?
I did get to the end.
You did get to the end?
Yes.
So you know...
Yes.
It's a very fucking cool bit in that. But
there
still...
is.
What you find is, towards later on in the game, you get quite proficient at killing the Working Joes, and you get quite proficient at driving off the alien. However, what works for... I'm not giving away any spoilers. I'm just going to say, what works for getting rid of the Working Joes tends to attract the alien.
Yeah.
And what you do is you find yourself in these situations where you're like, yeah, I could take you, but if I do take you, the motherfucker's going to come down here and rape my face. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I really do like Alien Isolation. I think it's a great game.
Atmospherically, it's the best thing to happen to the Alien franchise since Alien.
Yeah. And playing it in VR is...
Of which there was a video somewhere, which I think we need to put on the page.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
is quite simply one of the scariest things I have ever experienced. I don't think I've ever experienced anything worse than that. By the way, when you watch the video, just so you know, I am being, at that point, Ripley trying to blow up the Nostromo.
I love that mission so much. Just from the sounds.
Yeah.
It's just the sound design. You've got all of the alarms going off and,
yeah.
you know...
T-minus 10 minutes.
to reach minimum safe distance. And then you get back there and you've got to pull the control rods up and hit the... Oh, it's... Yeah. I mean, strangely enough, I didn't enjoy the Nostromo sections as much as I just enjoyed the Sevastopol stuff.
Mm.
Which, don't get me wrong, the Nostromo stuff was great, but playing that didn't work for me because that's not my story, if you know. It's Ripley's story, or it's the crew of an Nostromo story. I don't want to be first person in that bit. But doing the stuff on Sevastopol through Amanda Ripley's eyes was so good. Yeah. I mean, if playing these games isn't your thing, but you like a really good story, I'm sure you can find on YouTube a Let's Play where someone's just playing through it and you can just watch the story.
Yeah.
It's well worth doing because the story, put it this way, it's better than 5 of the other films we've just talked about.
Yes, I would go along with that. Definitely. Which is why, I mean, I think I would definitely put it above Alien 3, for sure. Would I put it over Aliens? It depends on my mood. I mean,
I'm with you on that, to be fair. It depends on my mood for all 3 of those first films, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, between Alien, Aliens, and Isolation, it really just depends on how I'm feeling as to which one's top of my pile.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just a case of, I mean, there are other Alien games out there, but none of them, in my opinion, are worth talking about because they're just games. This is an experience that is truly fitting of being included alongside Alien and Aliens, and I certainly hold those in very high regard. So you got no love. You got no love for the ZX Spectrum map top-down version Alien.
Oh, it's right up there with Colonial Marine.
Let's never mention Colonial Marines.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, definitely. Okay, well then, like I say, I think what we'll do is we'll call it as sort of like just sitting underneath Aliens.
Yeah,
I think that's safe. I think that's a safe bet. Okay, right. Fine. Well, there you go. So we have rated this motherfucker. Yeah. All that. But do you agree with us? Do you think we're right? Do you think we're wrong? Did we give not enough points to Alien vs. Predator? Did we not slam Prometheus hard enough? Let us know. Tell us all on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/groups/SpaceDocJury. Or tell Pete, who's going to be sort of manning the turrets on the Twitter feed, which is @SpaceDocJury. Actually, that said, I'm becoming more proficient with Twitter again. You never know; it might be me. You never know. But anyway,
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, exactly. Who's behind the wheel?
We've not had a good argument with ourselves on Twitter in a while.
No, that's very true. Anyway, so until next time, thank you very much. Do let us know comments. Do give us a rating on iTunes, and we'll see you all next week for the next full episode. Until then,
and of course, the next minisode will be rating all the Planet of the Apes films.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh,
I think on that note, we're just going to play out to this.
Space Dock Jury is a production of Three Angry Beards.